And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we get set for third period action between the Missouri Tigers and the Kansas Jayhawks as they vie for the MACHA Silver Championship. Right now it's looking pretty much like it's going to be Missouri's game to lose. And you almost have to figure if they do not win this game, that is how they are going to feel. But it would take a Herculean effort right now for Kansas to make the comeback. Not that they aren't capable. As I mentioned, they have plenty of offense to speak of coming into this tournament. 110 goals scored. But Missouri just a little bit better on the offensive end and defensively as well, as they allowed 66 and scored 128 coming into this tournament themselves. Right now they're out shooting Kansas 42-21, so they've doubled them up there. They've doubled them up on the scoreboard. 8-4 is your score. It's a 4-goal lead with Kansas allowing their first and only power play of the contest thus far to go by the wayside. 2 seconds were gone, and we are back to 5-on-5 for the first time in quite a while, as there was a 3-minute power play that the Jayhawks killed off. Then we had a little bit of 5-on-5, and then we went back to a Kansas power play to end the period. Right now, both teams at even strength, 20 seconds gone here in the final period of regulation. Dussault, who's got 2 goals, wins the faceoff. Quick shot right off the draw. Dobbs makes the save. Whistle came a little bit early for the Jayhawks' taste. Now Williams is pointing to the scoreboard as Hearn is trying to mix it up with a couple different Tigers. Kansas, I don't know if that's frustration or just trying to get themselves into this game. They trail by 4, so it's going to take a little bit more than just mixing it up after the whistle. Cacioppo rings one around as it goes out to neutral ice. Jayhawks give it away. Zimmer comes in from the near corner, centering feed. The shot off the post. Great look there by Blumenschein. Unfortunately for him, he hit the iron. Back to the point, Williams rainbows one in behind the goal. Caught up to by Blumenschein. He scrapes it off the wall. Cacioppo comes up, sends it back down low. Schroeder was bumped off the puck. Tigers hold the zone though. Jayhawks find a loose puck. Williams has got his man down. Dussault gets it in front. Jayhawks score! There was a scrum going over in front of the Jayhawks bench. Kansas ignored it. Dussault found Nelson in front, and he was able to tuck it home. 8-5. So Nelson from Dussault, once again, giving the Jayhawks a glimmer of hope. They trail by 3. Oh, and they almost made it 2 with a good shot across the green. Knapp comes into the offensive zone for the Tigers, however. Left it for Rudman. Spolak dropped it back. Driscoll shot off. Fought away by Miles. Jayhawks with the loose puck, centering feed. Unfortunately for Kansas, Gerber had blown a tire through the middle. Shots are now 44-23. Both teams with a couple early looks. Hazelton wrists one towards goal. Sticked away. Spolak hits the brakes. Kept away from Walsh. Rudman fans on the shot. Medina sent it over here towards the near side. Hazelton stepped up, gets one towards goal. A little bit of a skipper there. Miles was able to cover it up. 17:46 to go here in the third period. 8-5, Missouri on top. Jabbing it back and forth over by the Missouri bench. It pops loose to center. Jayhawks send it right back in. Roberts with the high hoister. Getting a piece of that on the way through was Hearn. Jayhawks chasing it down in their own zone. Nessa had his pocket picked. Roberts is back to clean up the spilled milk. Dussault goes rink wide. Chance for Kansas. They go to the glove hand side. And Hearn's shot was stopped. 16:56 to go here in the third period. Tigers had 7 in the first, 1 in the second. Kansas had slowly chipped away. They still trail by 3. It's still a large lead, but doesn't feel quite as commanding as it once did. Williams backhands it over here to the near side. Upton, the linesman, got caught up with Booty, but the Tigers still come up. Booty goes over to the far side. DeGroat put it in behind the net. Kansas sends it up the near wall. Messina got it up towards center ice, but Carney was twisted around. Messina at the red line. Lost it. Baumstark got it up to the blue line, regains the loose puck. Baumstark from the near circle, up towards the goaltender's eyes and glove down. Clock stops with 16:17 to go in the period. Fatigue starting to set in for both teams. This is their third game in as many days. But that's tournament play for you. You got to find a way to fight through it. Do the Jayhawks have enough energy to mount the comeback? Or is it just going to be the Tigers' afternoon? DeGroat goes to the far circle, under the stick of Cacioppo. Kansas putting on some pressure, but he was able to kick it away. Baumstark up through the neutral zone. Enters on the far wing, cuts to the center, leaves it. He's got a man on the far circle. Shot off the post, rebound, score! Mason Booty has pushed the lead back to 4. It is 9-5 Tigers. So Nelson scored at 1:14. Booty answers at 4:12, and the score is 9-5. And the Tiger fans in attendance start the MIZ chant. Now Nelson on the breakaway attempt. He goes to the forehand, tries to go 5-hole, and Dobbs shuts the door. There's still plenty of time left. 15:29 to go in the period, but that almost feels like it was the last gasp for Kansas. You score there, you get it back down to 3. Maybe you find a way, but time a precious commodity here. Hug sends it off the window. Nelson has it go off the fingertips. Sent out by Blumenschein. Far wing it goes. Schroeder is there. Jayhawks steal it. Dussault tried to go to Nelson on the far side. Tapped around the stick of Hearn. Tigers didn't know where the puck was. Kansas has it back in their own zone. Lifted over here to Dussault. Knifed away by Morris. Nessa in his own zone. Dussault along the near wing. Goes cross ice. Kansas keeps it going up the far wing. Tossed in as the Jayhawks will roll the line change. Tigers are up 9-5. Rudman comes over on the near wing. Finds a man cutting through the middle. It's Spolik. His pass goes off a body. Jayhawks chop it out to center ice. Morris is stapled up against the wall. Jayhawks have it as it's lifted to center, soccered into the zone, but a delayed offside, so Kansas cannot take possession. Morris tried to sneak one across. It does get through, filtered onto Knapp from the backhand. He'll wrap around, doesn't get a shot away. Looking for the trail pass. That's off the mark. Williams blew a tire. Kansas cannot really get into the offensive zone under possession. Cross corner dump. Kansas going to change their line so they don't get in on the forecheck quickly enough, but now it's given away. Jayhawks with a shot, score! From the right wing, Lance Medina makes it 9-6. So goals aplenty. If you like offensive hockey, you are enjoying this game, especially if you're a neutral. If you're a fan of one of the other teams, you might be wondering what the heck is going on. 15 goals have been scored in this championship game. Missouri comes in on the far side. Hemmard cuts in towards the hash marks. Jayhawks make the steal. 3-on-3. Goes the counterattack. Glove down by Hazelton. Jayhawks will collect at their own blue line. Takes a couple tips on the way through. Both ways, so no icing either way. Nessa to Roberts. Sidesteps the poke check. Hands it off to Dussault, but it was too close to the body and handcuffed him a little bit. This goes off the linesman. Hazelton backhands it through. Jayhawks in their own zone. Medina on the puck. Put it right into the body of Austin. He'll head off on a change. So no harm, no foul on the Jayhawk turnover. Kansas player took a spill. That was Dussault at his own blue line. Stretching it out for DeGroat. No icing as it took a tip. Doesn't matter as Missouri ends up with possession. Centering pass. It's loose along the far post. Oh, what a diving save made by Mitch Miles. Miles trying his best to keep the game in the balance. Tigers probably with the final nail in the coffin had that cross the goal line. Missouri wins the faceoff. Morris spins it up the wall. Booty just flings one towards goal. That was knocked down by the defense. Morris was just protecting himself at the blue line. Knocked down a Kansas player. Good composure there from the Jayhawks. Don't want to take a penalty in retaliation. Faceoff stays inside the zone. Morris gets it at the far side. Point hug straight away at the blue line. Shot was deflected wide. Hug is back at the blue line, but Baumstark is there. Kansas player went down. Seems to be a little shaken up, not wanting to put a whole lot of weight on that left leg. And that's Zach Zedakis. So unfortunately for Zedakis, he hasn't had a whole lot of ice time here this afternoon. This one goes off a skate wide. And the one time that we say his name, he ends up with an injury. Hopefully he'll be able to return. Rainbowed into the zone. Jayhawks try to catch up to it behind the goal. 11:50 left to go here in the third period. Mizzou fans hoping that's the time left in the game. Morris in behind his own goal. Nothing but black and gold in the zone as the Jayhawks were completing a line change. On the forecheck, Medina got a good piece of the man, but not the puck. Jayhawks send it off the glove of Zimmer. That almost fooled the goaltender, but ended up wide of the target. 51 shots on goal here this afternoon for Missouri. They've got 9 in the back of the net. Tigers from the far wall, skated past their own bench. Spolik, a one-man wrecking crew, drives towards the net. Last second poke check is made by Schubert. Trickling puck gets up to the blue line, but Williams holds it in. Spolik from the corner, back to Williams. Backdoor play, and Zimmer is denied. Morris made the save. Williams from the half wall. Centering pass, looking for Rudman. Jayhawks cleared away from danger, but not out of the zone. Cacioppo walks the line, slap shot coming, misses on the blocker side. Reverse hit thrown by Rudman as he took down his man. Puck up towards the near side. Cacioppo holds it in. Jayhawks knock it down. Mizzou still inside the zone. Some tired legs out there defensively for Kansas. They get control of the puck from the far corner. Dussault has it towards the red line. Sauced one up, and it missed Nelson. Nelson, the leading goal scorer for Kansas in the regular season. Got 2 here today, as does Dussault. Puck loose in the near corner. Rudman flings it up. Knapp skates it out over the red line, past the blue line on the left wing. Back check. Medina got a piece of the puck. Will there be any fatigue mistakes? Knapp will shoot, and that goes off a Kansas stick and wide. Picks up his own rebound, carries in. Reverses towards the near wing. Driscoll walks the line, held it in. Shoots wide, awkward stab at it with the glove hand by Miles. Fortunately for him, it was not on target. 9:20 left to go in the period. Hazelton sidesteps the slash. Saw it slip away from him, regains it, tried to chip it over the glove hand. It ends up in the near side corner. Blocker save made on Knapp's drive from the near side point. The Kansas broadcasters over to my right, looking a little bit nervous. They can feel it slipping away. Not that it's ever been really within their grasp, but it's at least closer now than it was. Driscoll just blindly sends one through the middle. Kansas has it in their own zone. Breyer sent it up the wall. Far wing it goes. Jayhawks trying to chase it down. Nelson. Dussault. And Hearn getting double shifted at this point. Kansas trying to keep their top scorers on the ice as much as possible. Walker spins around, but it's a delayed offsides. Missouri quickly touches up. Jayhawks bring it out on the right side. Cross corner. Half the deflection, so no icing. 8:12 to go. Kansas got a piece of it on the interception. Dussault from the near wing. He scores! What an angle to take the shot from, and somehow snuck it just past the shoulder of Dobbs. And now it's a 2-goal game. Dussault with the hat trick goal. And Kansas is not dead yet. Dussault at 11:54 with the hat trick to give his team life. 7 goals on the board now for Kansas. And now we get that old cliche, a 2-goal lead is the worst in hockey. We'll see whether or not that comes true. Tigers still in control. But Kansas has given themselves a little bit of life here in the third period. Jayhawks with 3 goals here in the third. Breyer stick handles up to the offensive zone after shrugging off the body check attempt. Cacioppo got a piece of the puck. The shot from Nessa was blocked and flies over into the far side corner. Tigers get it out. Here's Baumstark with speed. Over here to the near wing. Drops it off to Grote, was poke checked. Kansas will get the puck, but it's going to be a Missouri power play. Looked like boarding was the call. Missouri 1 for 3 with the man advantage. But if nothing else, even if they do not score, they've taken 2 minutes off the clock, and that might be just as important. Clearly the Tigers would love to get an insurance goal, put themselves back up by 3. .6:55 to go. Almost a cross up there as Missouri had that puck come close to Knapp's skates. Tigers get it into the offensive zone. Spolik is there. DeGroat is on the puck. DeGroat goes to Hazelton at the point. Spolik along the wall. Hazelton with a slap shot. That's blocked. Loose puck out into the neutral zone. Tigers keep control of it, though. Knapp comes in, barely onside. Knapp steps up towards the half wall. Hazelton struggles to find the handle. Oh, what a deflection, and an even better right pad save was made. Knapp straightaway point. Near circle now. Spolik puts it back out in front. DeGroat is denied. Jayhawks do not clear it. Another deflection, this time by Rudman, and Miles made the save. Hazelton hands it off. Rudman wanted to go cross ice. Instead, it's back for Hazelton. Knapp straight away. Hazelton again. Knapp on the puck. Gets it down low. Rudman with a shot. Miles made the save. Quick whistle from the official. Hazelton is dumped. No call on the physicality. Still 38 seconds left in the penalty to Travis Breyer. 5:48 left to go here in the period. Cacioppo, one-touch pass. Williams on the puck. Cacioppo again near side point. Williams set up straight away. He'll take the shot. Glove save made. No traffic in front as Kansas had cleared out the man. Walker was kind of looking around, thought he might have drawn a penalty. None to be had. He's actually kind of favoring his right arm. Not sure if he landed awkwardly on that or not. He's going to go off for a change. And Kansas is going to get a penalty. So the call made on Zach Schubert. Slashing is the call, and no wonder Walker was kind of dragging his arm. Right now we have a 5-on-3 for 27 seconds. Williams in control of the puck. Gets it back. Williams stick handling around. Knapp at the blue line. Far circle. Hazelton wants to step into a shot. It goes cross ice. The MIZ chance start up again. Kansas in control of it. Nelson had it knifed away. DeGroat on the back check. Now it's a 5-on-4 power play. Still 90 seconds left in that, though. Time ticking away on the Jayhawks. Missouri would love to pour some salt in the wound with a goal here, but just taking time off the clock is just as important. DeGroat plays it off the wall. Knapp is on the puck just outside the circle. Hazelton straight away. Shot was blocked and out of play. 1:11 left to go in the power play. 4:48 left to go in the period. Missouri's commanding lead has dwindled down to 2. Williams thought about taking the slap shot. Cacioppo with the high shot. Tried to go over the head of the goaltender. Miles isn't the tallest of netminders, but had the quick glove going as that was headed for his ear. 1:05 left in the power play. Missouri wins another faceoff. Cacioppo had it just roll out of his reach. Dussault with a good stick to clear that away. Walsh couldn't get there. Missouri in charge. Hemmer from the wall. Hazelton to Cacioppo. Hemmer on the far circle. Rolled over the tape. Hemmer brings it back. Finds Austin on the near circle. His shot is up against the shoulder of the Kansas defender. Cacioppo trying to fake the defender out of the way. Instead, Hazelton far side. Shot wide on the far post. From our vantage point, near post from the goaltender's perspective. Back and forth, looking for a man in front. Sauce pass finds Cacioppo. He goes down low with it. Walked back out by Hemmer. Hazelton's on it now. He's got a little bit of a lane. He's going to take it. He scores! To the glove hand side. Missouri has found their lead, pushed back to 3. 10-7 is your score. Jayhawks now Missouri is now 2 for 5 on the power play as there's been a timeout taken. And that may be all she wrote for the Kansas comeback. Missouri, kind of like I talked about earlier in the game, maybe took their foot off the gas just a little bit. Allowed Kansas to come back into this one, dwindle the lead down to 2, but Tigers, to their credit, took advantage of the power play. Couldn't get anything going at 5-on-3, but there was really only about 20 seconds of a 2-man advantage. But Hazelton, with a good individual effort, saw that he had the shooting lane, didn't just take the shot either. He took a few strides into the circle, and then just from about that first hash mark, beat the goaltender to the glove hand side. And it is now 10-7. What's been interesting is a lot of times in championship games you see a defensive battle. I thought that might be the case after both teams won their semifinal game by a score of 4-2. So semifinal was a little bit more defensive than the final. Icing is the call. Kansas will get an offensive zone face-off with 3:30 to go. Missouri has absolutely pelted the Kansas net with shots. 61 shots on goal. I'd love to know how many they put towards the target in general, because there have been plenty that were blocked and wide and shot over the goal, off the post as well. So I would have to say, if you include all of those, Missouri has probably taken, I'd say, at least 80, if not more. Puck goes out of play on the far side. 3:22 now left. Tigers have control of it. Jayhawks try to put on some pressure. That goes straight out of play, so the faceoff should stay in the zone. Another 5 seconds comes off. Oh, shot to the glove hand side by Nelson, but Dobbs is quick to catch it. Jayhawks, to their credit, have made the most out of a little. Only 29 shots on goal. And it's funny to say that, too, because 29 shots for a game is a respectable total. And then you get 7 goals off of that. And Missouri has just been that much more sharp on the offensive end. They have just thrown everything that they could towards the net. And that first period is probably going to win them this championship. And that's what's so funny about not just the sport of hockey, but sports in general, is from a statistic point of view, as the Jayhawks come up through the middle, 1-on-3. Nelson slows it up. Cross ice it goes. Tough to handle there for Drousseau. Trying to spike it back to one of their leading poke scorers. Roberts is going to take a shot. That's blocked. The Mizzou player lost his stick, regains it. Nelson is taken down, much to the delight of the crowd. Some of the Kansas fans have filtered out. And I don't say that I blame them. It's not as much of a rivalry now that the schools are in different conferences as far as the main sports go. But the fans, they still remember. There's still enough people that were there when it was one of the best rivalries in all of collegiate sports. So if you kind of sense the way things are going to end, maybe you don't want to expose yourself to that. And that's really from both sides. But here come the Jayhawks. They find their man. Medina got it into the corner. It couldn't be held on to by Gerber. This will result in an icing call. 2:04 left to go here in the third period. Jayhawks had pulled their goaltender. Now, obviously, with the icing, putting the faceoff in their zone, they'll put Miles back in there. But to finish my earlier point, taking nothing away from the way that Missouri has played over the course of 58 minutes, you would almost say, although it's been much closer, that Kansas has slightly been the better team for 40 minutes out of this game. But Missouri was just that much better in the first period that it looks like that's going to carry them through to a championship. Goaltender is down. Knapp puts it in the back of the net, and that will seal it, as though we didn't already know. And now Kansas going after some of the Missouri players. Hell, and there is a headlock. Oh, and Miles comes out. He throws a punch, and now we've got a melee. Miles went after Knapp. Now Miles goes down. It's Knapp using his size advantage to take out the goaltender. Dobbs has crossed the red line. He's inside the Kansas zone. I don't know what's going to happen with all this. Referees are trying to keep everybody on the bench, and not surprisingly so. The referee is already in the penalty box. He's got out the clipboard, so he is just going to be writing furiously as to what's going on. Thankfully, they did keep everybody on the benches. In the Division I action, I believe it was on Friday night, there was a bench-clearing brawl between Arizona and Missouri State, and that's kind of a black eye on the sport. You don't like to see that happen. The guys out on the ice, you understand the tempers are flaring. They're going to go after each other, but for players to come off the bench, that's just an untenable situation, because there's no way that the referees can handle something like that. At least in this situation, even though it's not the way either team wants to finish things. You kept it 5-on-5. Now, how they're going to manage this, I don't know. From a pure rules perspective, and again, I don't know the ins and outs of everything that's different about collegiate hockey. I know from the NHL, Dobbs would be out of the game because he crossed the red line. You're not allowed to do that any longer. He didn't get involved, but still that would be a rule broken. I don't know that the referees were focused enough on that to really make it that big a deal. I would not be surprised if Miles is done, which would make a really interesting situation if the Jayhawks have to put in their backup goaltender for 1 minute and 43 seconds, because Miles, I mean, I would be surprised if he's not done. He took a swing at Knapp, connected with the back of his head. So it's a frustrating end to the game, I believe, for both teams. Obviously, especially from the Kansas side. They just let everything boil over. They know what the result of this is going to be. Knapp is the goal scorer to make it 11. He scores at 18-17. Pushes the lead back out to 4, so it's just kind of a disappointing end, even from a neutral point of view. It had gotten down to a 2-goal difference, and Missouri, to their credit, put the pedal back down to the metal and got their offense rolling again. So now the officials trying to get everything ironed out with the coaches. I haven't seen any of the locker room benches or locker room doors, open. I would have to imagine somebody's being ejected. Kansas has already lost Brett Siddons. He got a game misconduct earlier in the contest. So the Jayhawks have just been frustrated all afternoon long, and I understand. I mean, anytime you allow this many goals, you're going to be mad, but especially when it's your main rival in a championship contest. Yep, well, I'll try to talk over that kind of chant. It's not meant for broadcast, so I'm not going to repeat what the fans were just saying, but I've been involved in this rivalry for most of my life. I will try not to say what school I went to. Because that shows a potential bias that I've tried to keep off the air, but needless to say, it's been a little bit difficult this afternoon. But I've reached the point in my life to where it's like I can laugh at that stuff. That chant it probably would have made me a little bit angry even 10 years ago or so, but as long as it's not directed completely at me, and then I've managed to shrug some of that stuff off. So the only penalty that's up on the board is against Lance Medina. There was a player, I believe that was Mason Beauty, that left the ice for the Missouri Tigers, but that was just a misconduct, if it was indeed a game misconduct. Not going to get the official word on that. Tigers are on the power play, though, and they will convert. DeGroat from the far circle finishes off the power play goal. It is now 12-7. Knapp at 18-14, DeGroat at 18-41, and the lead is back to 5. Once again, want to remind you fans, if you're just a fan of the game and you like collegiate hockey, join us right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network YouTube channel for the MACHA Gold Championship between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Maryville Saints. That is scheduled for 2:30. I would figure that it will take place a little bit later than that due to the fact that we've had 19 goals scored in this one, plus a lot of stoppages overall. But the Tigers are going to be your MACHA Silver Champions. Body check thrown by Nessa as he puts his man into the wall, and now people are sizing each other up. Hopefully this final minute goes by without too much. Toe save made by Dobbs as that puck was deflected a couple times. Now everybody's going after everybody. Austin's going to take a penalty as he took a cross check right into the lower spine of one of the Kansas players. So a messy finish for this game. From the Missouri perspective, it's not going to ruin anything for them, but it just feels like it didn't necessarily need to end this way by either side. It was a hard-fought game, a lot of offense. People still jawing with each other over by the Missouri bench. And there's a lot of jawing that goes on in hockey anyway, and then when a game goes the way that this one has, it's just It's been entertaining. Austin is going to be shown the door, so he will join Spolik. So I misspoke earlier when I said it was Booty. Remembered seeing the 4, just thought it was 24, not 64. So Austin picks up a 5-minute misconduct. Deflected shot on the way through. 39 seconds left. Missouri in control of it. They will clear it down the ice. Nessa is back. Zimmer on the forecheck, able to steal it away. Kansas gives it away. Loose in front. Jayhawks clear it. That's going to hit the rafters here at the Maryville Hockey Center. 21.7 seconds left. So with Missouri as your silver champions, the only question remaining for the day is whether or not it is going to be a black and gold day. Iowa Hawkeyes will try to win a conference championship of their own coming up in just about an hour's time. Tigers with an impressive offensive showing. They will finish the game with 64 shots on goal. 12 hit the back of the net. And the Missouri Tigers are your MACHA Conference Championship for the silver. A disappointing day for the Kansas fans. Jubilation for Tigers faithful. The final score here, the Tigers winning 12-7. They had 7 goals in the first period. They let Kansas chip away at it, getting it down to a 9-7 score. But Missouri rallied late, and they will win in commanding fashion. So I will step aside. I've been Todd Panula. Hope you enjoyed tonight's contest. For everybody here at the Maryville Hockey Network, we thank you for watching. We will leave you with the sights and sounds of the Missouri Tigers as they celebrate a conference championship. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully you'll tune in for the Gold Championship. If not, enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. Until the next time.